Hello everyone and welcome to another video. We're doing a different series today, the first episode of a new season, a show that I haven't done on this channel because when the first two seasons came out, I wasn't doing videos on this channel, so yeah, this is the first time this show is going to be on the channel. This is Sound Euphonium, Season 3, Episode 1. As I normally do when a new anime season comes around, I essentially use the first few weeks just basically trying out shows, seeing what I want to continue with, what people on this channel want me to continue with. So as always, I like to remind people in these first episodes, if you want more of this reaction, you know, if you want more, in this case, Sound Euphonium Season 3 reactions in general, make sure to support the video, like the video, comment down below, especially say, hey, I love this reaction, please do more or whatever, because then I can start to gauge, you know, which series people want me to continue and which people don't, and then I go from there. I choose which ones are going to be on my permanent lineup from there. So yeah, there's a lot of shows that are coming out this week and coming out in coming weeks that I want to try out, and this is one of them because Sound Euphonium is a series that I have seen the first two seasons, and I really did love the first two seasons. They're quite beautiful in terms of animation and in terms of character work, and they sort of hit an emotional resonance that not many other shows can quite hit. Like, there's not many shows that feel like Sound Euphonium in terms of tone of the show and the sort of emotion they can get out of mundanities is incredibly impressive. So I'm excited to get into this. I am a little nervous because it has been a while since I've seen Sound Euphonium. I watched both seasons many years ago at this point, I think, and then I rewatched season 1 maybe a year ago, but I didn't get around to rewatching season 2, and so some of the stuff I kind of do remember. The season 2 stuff is what I'm probably haziest on. And so I did try to look up to see if there were summary / recap things that I could read, and there wasn't really any here's all you need to know before season 3, or all those YouTube channels that do recaps of anime seasons. I didn't see any of those for Sound Euphonium, which kind of sucks that nobody made those. There was a lot of video essays and stuff about the show, but no recaps that I could find. So I kind of just went onto the season 2 wiki and just read synopses of each episode. And I kind of just of season 2. So I kind of familiarized myself with the base plot lines of the stuff that happened, and some of it flooded back to me as I was reading it. I also rewatched a couple scenes from season 2. Some both of them were very emotional scenes and got me, tearing up a lot. So I'm already kind of in an emotional mood going into this episode. So I mean, yeah, we're gonna see what we have in store for season 3. Kind of excited, so we're jumping into it. Make sure to support the video and the channel, as I said, especially if you want more of these Sound Euphonium reactions, and if you want the full-length reactions, as well as a bunch of extra content for both this channel and my Gent Watches One Piece YouTube channel, then you can go to my Patreon account, which is in the description below. And yeah, as I said, full-length reactions. You can watch the entire episode with me. You don't get anything cut out. It has the whole thing. All you gotta do is sync it up with your own footage, and you're ready to go. So let's jump into this Sound Euphonium Season 3, Episode 1. Oh man, that pouring liquid into a mug shot was gorgeous. This show's gonna look great. New first years. Might be okay that I'm not fully caught up because we're probably going to get introduced to a bunch of new characters. Hello, Kumiko. Ow! 今日からまた早いのね。月曜はミーティングあるから。Yeah, I was gonna say it was 6:30 or something, wasn't it?
車に気をつけてね。
3年生だろ。いつまで
Third year Kumiko.
だい
Aw. This is cute. They're doing like a little intro sequence without doing the OP. This is a cute idea. Anime doesn't normally do this. Reina, I remember her. Discussing music notes, I imagine, on the way while listening to the music. Oh. This is a very cute intro. That's awesome. I'm imagining that wasn't the OP. I'm imagining that was literally just them introducing it.
あ、お前の木か。はいはい。よし。
Go gain 100
大きがいい
members.
ってもんじゃないでしょ。
勝手に覗くな。
Damn, she's determined.
なれるはずだという願いも虚しく、時は過ぎ。
部
It's a
長
lot of pressure.
久美子。
She's not used to
配
being
った
called
プリント
president.
の通り、私の3年生は始まってしまった。
That's a gorgeous illustration right there. New Euphonium.
ミーティング長引きましたか。
あ、いえ、そういうわけじゃ少し吹いてて。
Oh,
あ
that's cute.
鍵はそこに置いてください。
ああ、それがまだ。
3年3組だ。
Class 3-3.
すぐ行け。
Go.
じゃあお疲れ様です。今年も同じクラスなんだ。これ
Yeah, that's always good when you
運命。いや、ディスティニー。
when you're in the same class as your best
それ
friends.
に緑たちだけじゃ。それに吉沢さんも。あと小田さん、高久さん。
You got a lot of friends in this
森
class.
本さんもいるじゃん。
3年にもなって浮ついてるようだな。
It's such a teacher thing. The first day, you're like, you're not acting like third years.
高校生活最後の1年だ。自分が何者か、そして何者であり
This
たい
is
のか
giving me flashbacks to the end of high school.
重い子ねよね。こんにちは。お、さっちゃん。
Satcha.
先輩たち。もともくん。
緑先輩、こんにちは。
クラスどうだった？
I don't remember or
鈴
recognize
木美玲さんと同じです。
some of these characters, but they're cool looking.
ああ、そうだ。今年の1年生指導係。リリカちゃんと私が就
And
任
you're
しま
so
した。
proud of it.
おお、そうなんですね。なでちゃんみたいな子もいるからね。こんにちは。お、コナピー。何の話してたんですか？かわいそうですし。誰がいじめてるんだか。誰がいじめてるんです？低音の勧誘、ただでさえ人気ないし。そうだぞ、カナピー。大丈夫
I
です
feel like recruiting is
私最初から
the most
チューバやって
nightmarish
ました
part
し
of these clubs.
おー、偉いぞー、さっちゃん。私は別の楽器も考え。
二人だけの方が。
あれで本当に付き合ってないんですか？変な見方しない。っていうか、勧誘頑張るしかなくない？身も蓋もあり
This
ません。
feels like they might be setting up to
大丈夫です。
get
低音は人気なくても
completely new, very main
大前久美子
characters.
先輩の人望がありますから。可愛い後輩がこんなに気を使ってるのに自分で可愛いって言う。
She is kind of cute.
どうして笑うんですか？いや、可愛いなと思って。
Yeah.
でしょ。
Some
分かればいいん
her
ですよ
confidence helps with it a lot, honestly.
何？
Nani. Basically, like, what the fuck are you thinking?
別に。
新刊用のポ
This
スタ
show
ー
and
完成したんです
its
ね。
はい、いい感じです。
you know
よかったです。
little character
こ
moments
れ
like
でた
that.
くさん入っ
So
てくれる
cute.
といいで。どうしてですか。
勘です。
All right, that's all we need.
感か。
仕方ないでしょ。滝先生が顧問だからな。
Yeah, I thought that's what she was thinking.
言えるわ。何？別に。
I remembered that because I read the synopsis of season 2 again.
ごめん。
This is so cute. Like, that's just
電車
those character moments feel so real. And it's nice seeing how close these two are now, you know?
アスカ先輩。
I don't think it would be Asuka. It's probably going to be whoever you're going to end up recruiting.
でも久美子の方がうまい。
何それ嬉しい。
That's so cute. She was so happy about it. Music clubs do have an advantage that they can like advertise with the music. Like if you're recruiting for a basketball club, you can't exactly be dunking on on students to show off.
低音パート見学したいって子がいて。本当
Cool.
4人も。い
Damn.
つも姉が妹なの。
Really? She's younger.
興味あるみたいだから。そうなんだ。
She's got a great design.
人気のない低音なら競争率も低いからって。なるほど。まあ、ですよね。
It's a reason.
改めまして、鎌谷すずめです。
Kamaya.
中国は言葉はニラレバイタ。
Wait, what did she say about basketball?
新興住宅です。よろしくお願いします。
She said too much about herself.
ニラレバ好物なんだ。
Did she say she plays basketball? Because that's awesome. I love
ニラ
basketball.
レバは好きな言葉で、むしろレバーは嫌いです。ややこしくていいね。お気に入りのバンダナを巻いてたら、先日母親に、あんた海賊目指すの？
Okay.
海賊ちゃうわ。
Did you say your name?
1年4組、
There you
上
go.
石弥生です。
Kamishi Yayoi.
他にもありますよ。1年4組、上石弥生です。
I like
いいよ。
Harry
またみんなキャラ
giggling at that whole thing.
トランペットはざっと30人くらい。相変わらずトランペットは世界が違うな。
Wait, is that 30 people who
人数じゃなくて演奏が
want to do trumpet?
今年は絶対全国で金取りたい。
It's good to have that goal.
例の
It'll be really tough, but
滝先生の下で全国金を取って終わりたい。私
this is your
も
last chance.
私もちゃんと
Oh.
悔しいって。
I like
金
her.
なんかじゃ喜べない。
I like that this is a moment of her being happy that she was
この悔しさ
upset.
は消えないんだって。
I'll talk about that in discussion.
私の不安をよそに結構な数の入部希望
That's
者が
good.
訪れ、
I thought that was going to be
その
much
大
harder.
半が
Most
入
of
部を決めて
them.
くれた。
That's good.
ぜひトランペットを希望してください。
Nice.
さんらしいね。
Good introduction.
低音パート久石かなでです。皆さん、この楽器ご存知ですか？
She's doing it like it's a kid's show.
3人か。私のせいじゃない。でも3人も来てくれたんですから。そうですよ。
I think Kanade might
よろしくお願いします。
become one of my favorite characters.
総勢90人。
Hmm. He's here.
では、今日はこれからこの部の活動方針を決めた
Good
いと
job
思います。
projecting a voice.
厳しい練習に励むか、結果よりも部活を
Mm-hmm.
楽
This
しむ
is
こ
what
とに
they
重
did
点
at
を
the
置く
start
か。
of the
具
show.
体的に言えば、
I remember this.
これを目指すかどうかということになります。
Nationals
毎
first
年
place.
最初に多数決で決めています。後悔のないよう選んでください。
Because it gets a lot stricter if
ただの一人も欠けることなく。
you go for first place in nationals. And you lose people like that.
挙手をお願いします。
How many? Oh my god. No way, it's unanimous, right? Oh my god, is it actually unanimous?
では、満場一致で
Oh,
今年の北宇治高校吹奏楽部は
that's very sweet.
全国大会
Although some of those
優勝を目標とします
motherfuckers don't know what they're in for, I think. Taki just comes in and goes, alright, in that case,
部長
everyone get in
ま
line!
だ終わってないぞ。
でも
ではあとは私からお話
Yeah,
しして
do it quick before she falls apart.
そのことを忘れないでくだ
Keep
さい
that in mind while I
皆さん
train the shit out of you.
わかりましたか？
I'm kind of scared for new first years getting this training again.
ようこそ
Ah, that's so good.
相変わらず慣れないよな。
だったら変わってよ。
She's
狙え
so
るよ。
snappy.
編成も考えなくちゃね。ああ、確かに。
You're gonna find the new player now. It's the same player. That's okay. Who are you?
駅近くの土手で吹いて。ごめんなさい。私、黒江真由と言います。
Kuroi. She's got a nice design.
そして次の曲が始まるのです。
Okay. Okay, so that was the first episode of season 3. I now remember that there are some Sound Euphonium thing related media that I haven't seen, because I have seen obviously seasons 1 and 2. But I know that there's also one of the movies which I think, you know, takes place between season 2 and this season. And there's also Liz and the Bluebird, which I haven't seen. But so like the reason I say that now is because I had written down some of these characters' names in this episode, and I was like, some of these obviously I know and I know well, and some of these characters I feel like I have not seen before, but they're not being introduced in this episode. And so I was like, hang on, maybe they were introduced in the things that I didn't watch. So just to check, I just googled the name Kanade and went to the wiki page and just looked for first appearance. Like, I didn't look at anything else on the wiki page. I just looked for first appearance, and it said it was in the movie. So yeah. So some of these characters clearly have been introduced beforehand, but it didn't feel like it hurt. I didn't feel like I was missing anything. In fact, it actually kind of, like, I wouldn't say it enhanced the experience, but it gave me a different sort of experience where I feel like, you know, in shows where they do like a little time jump and then you're like catching up with who they've become in that time, you know? It felt like that. It felt like I had experienced a time jump, but it was a very like sort of realistic one. And it clearly felt very realistic. Like this was natural progression because there was actually media of these characters going through that growth and getting to know each other and stuff. So like, I didn't feel like I needed that, you know. I still probably am going to go back and watch the movie and other stuff, whenever I want to, but I didn't feel like it, like I felt like I understood everything that was going on, and I think they know that because they still call this like Sound Euphonium season 3. I imagine they know that people were just watching the seasons, like some people were just watching the seasons. So yeah, I immediately got what those characters were about, especially Kanade, and I think she might be one of my new favorite characters. I'm trying to think who I found to be my favorite character back in the day. I think honestly Kumiko was always my favorite character. Like, she's the main character, but I always like loved her vibe. She's like extremely relatable, but also like has tons of personality that I don't have, but I understand. And she just like felt like a very well realized character. On top of that, she's voiced by Tomoyo Kurosawa, is that her name? Who is a fantastic voice actress, like one of my favorite Japanese voice actresses of all time, like top 3 easily. So I absolutely love her, and she does an excellent job with Kumiko. So I really like that. Speaking of voice actors as well, when I did like look up Kanade, it did say that the English dub of the movie that Kanade is in, Christine Marie Cabanos is the voice, and I know that doesn't mean much to a lot of people, but she is like literally my favorite English voice actor, like anime voice actor, and I adore her, and I didn't know she played anything in the Sound Euphonium movie. I never watched the Sound Euphonium dub because it was always really weird that they like dubbed the movie but not, and like they didn't ever dub the actual show as far as I know, but then they dubbed like the movie, and it's like, why wouldn't you just dub the show as well? I didn't really like it. It felt like they really did a weird job at distribution. So I never ended up watching the dub or anything, but if Christine Marie Cabanos is playing that character, which I immediately loved, I want to watch it. Anyway, let's actually talk about the episode. That was a great first episode. It flew by. because this show keeps a surprisingly fast pace. I feel like it's weird. It doesn't feel like it has a fast pace. I think it's just well paced, where the scenes show you exactly the amount of information that you need. And sometimes that information is like a cute moment. So it's not like they're rushing through it and like losing good moments or whatever, but like there's nothing really dull or like nothing that feels like it's wasted screen time, which I think is really cool and kind of a sign of just like really good writers who know how to cut the bullshit out of their scripts. Because yeah, it was really well done, and my attention was just drawn the entire time because there was constantly stuff going on that was pushing either the story forward or pushing my idea of the characters forward. It was really nice. So I really liked that. I love that little intro that they had where it wasn't quite an OP. It was just like it was like it was a movie and you were doing like a little movie intro, which I think was a really cool choice for the first episode. To just like, this is your introduction again to these characters. We're just going to show her going to school and meeting up with her friends on the way to school. But we're going to like sort of disguise it as a intro OP type thing. It was very nice. I liked it. But yeah, I enjoyed that. I liked a lot of the characters. I mean, I liked every character I saw in this episode, really. It did a really good job at characterizing a lot of these characters very quickly, but very efficiently. Especially the first years. I mean, we had 4 first years right there. I think a big part of what works for the characterization of this show is the very casual nature of these conversations. Like it has always felt so real. The way that some characters speak, so like it's, sometimes they will speak in very like anime-ish ways, but a lot of the time when characters do that, and the more anime they speak, the more other characters sort of laugh at their antics, which makes it feel more like real. There was the girl with the bandana, Yayoi, where she like stood up and was like talking about her bandana, and she introduced herself twice, and her friend beside her, which is Haria, was just like holding back giggling the entire time, and that makes it feel, like her exaggerated personality makes a lot of sense because we see her friend reacting to that, and we're like, oh, this is their vibe, this is what they're always like, and she sort of knows she's goofy, and she's kind of maybe trying to make her friend laugh at the same time as introducing herself, and we just get a lot from it. So I really like that. And I love the sort of parallel to the start of the series, where I remember like a huge defining moment at the start of the series is Taki coming up to the front and saying like, all right, do you guys want to take it easy and have fun in this class and do like a nice chill class? Or do you want to have your goal be nationals? And people were like, yeah, let's do nationals. And he was like, all right. And then he started fucking whipping everyone into shape. And then people were like, this is hard and this sucks. And he's like, I asked what you want your goal to be, so now suck it up, And now we're seeing Kumiko do the same thing. She goes up to the front and she says, all right, what do you guys want your goal to be? And I just think that's a really cool like parallel. Like now she's asking the question of everyone, but this time, it's like completely unanimous. And I like that she was standing there hoping that it was going to be unanimous, because she didn't want anyone to be left behind. That was the big thing. She didn't want to have to suffer the pain of seeing someone who didn't want this have to be slowly, pulled along and then left behind, and then go through that sort of like sadness of leaving the club, and then Kumiko would have had to lose that person as well. Like that's just a really depressing thing to go through, and she doesn't want to do it again, because we saw it happen with Aoi. I think it was Aoi. So yeah, just like really cool character work, really cool way to tie it into the start of the series again. It makes it feel like this season 3 is like like a let's roll one more time type thing, you know? Like we're going back to the start with new information. It's like if you've, you know, it's kind of like the hero's journey, except more specifically, if you know the writer Dan Harmon, who does Community and Rick and Morty, he adapted the hero's journey, Joseph Campbell's The Hero's Journey, into something called the story circle, which is like a circle that all stories should follow, or not should follow, but a good story will often follow this sort of circle. And it's like, you know, a character's in a zone of comfort, but they want something, so they leave their zone of comfort, enter an unfamiliar place, they get what they want, but they pay a horrible price, they return to the place that they were originally, having changed. So that it just circles, because they go through all of this bad stuff, or, you know, they want something, they go through bad stuff to get it, they lose something, but they get what they want, you know, eventually, but then they get back to the top of the circle, which is they go back to their familiar situation. So that's what happens here, you know? She's gone back to a familiar situation of talking to the class about what your expectations are, but she's changed now. Now she's the president of the club. Now she's speaking to everyone, you know, a little bit more confidently. Now she cares about the club more and about these competitions more. And that brings me to the final thing I wanted to talk about, which is I really liked that Kumiko's arc very much is about being happy that she was sad to lose. Like when the start of the series happened and someone else was upset about losing, and she was like, I kinda don't give a shit that we lost, you know? Like, we tried our best, we did fine, you know? But someone else is really frustrated, and she's like, I don't get it. But then now she like was super upset about losing, and so she was talking to Reina about it, and she smiled when she said that. She was like, I was really upset. And she's excited about that because that means she cares about it properly, and she's reached the level that Rain is at, which is, I actually care about this club enough to be devastated when we lose. So that's a good sign. I like it. Beautiful character work, amazing stuff. Yeah, the show is amazing. There's so much to dive into when you want to. Like, there's so much character work that you can really, really delve into. So, you know, if you guys want more reactions of this series, let me know, and if I do more reactions, I will, you know, even though I'm not a sound euphonium expert by any means, I do feel like, you know, I can dive into these characters as the season goes on. So thank you for watching this episode. Make sure to support the video if you can, liking, commenting, and subscribing, and go to my Patreon account if you want the full-length reaction, as well as early access and exclusive videos for both this channel and my Gen Watchers One Piece channel. I will see you next time. Goodbye.